everybody, this is Dr. Bam, and this is Unit 2 of our Child Guidance course, looking at the historical perspectives in regards to guidance theories. There aren't specific theories that are 100% guidance, but rather we're going to look at developmental theories that lead us to certain guidance practices. I have to say that this is probably one of the hardest chapters or units for students in this course, so just think about that. Once we get past this, things will get will be clearer and it'll be easier to move through. But I find students do struggle with the developmental theory pieces and the historical perspective pieces and bringing it all together. So we're going to kind of look at the history of guidance, where we come from. Our book includes some excellent viewpoints that I didn't really feel were strong enough to bring into concepts, but would be good to read about, things like that we used to look at children as its until a certain point, primarily because there was such a high infant and child mortality rate that it was a way for us to disconnect from that connection of the child as an actual person. Not that that made it easier, but it was just a mentality that if we don't see them as a person yet, when the loss of them occurs, it's supposedly not as traumatic. I would argue that point, but that was kind of the thinking of times, and we're talking way back in the 1400s, 1500s, 1800s even. But nowadays, we recognize the earlier development. And if you got to think, they didn't have ultrasounds. They weren't able to see the child moving and breathing before they were born and all of that. And so the idea of the child didn't become real until they were born. And the number of stillbirths and things like that also influenced that, their thinking. So we can't judge them for their thinking. But today we are able to see that pretty on early, and so we recognize the child as an individual and as an individual person. The first thing that's going to happen in this unit is we're going to look at the concept of what is a theory, not just in relation to child development, but what is a theory in general. And I really want you to think about this. So a theory is one belief of how things work. And the video does a great job of explaining this. It's not a set in stone, but rather a framework where we can have a lens of which to look at something through. And so theories can be wrong. There's been plenty of theories that were wrong in the past. At one point in time, there was a theory that the sun revolved around the earth, and we proved that wrong scientifically. And so just remember that when we're talking about these developmental theories, we're not necessarily saying these are factual, definite base, but these are frameworks that have been developed to examine development, and they show to be pretty true. Now, sometimes theories can counteract because it depends on what lens or how you're looking through at development and on what you will see. And so that's going to make sense as we look at some of these things. Keep in mind that theories are just frameworks. They're not facts. They're not guesses, but they're not facts either. So looking at this, that's kind of what I described here. You're going to watch this video. Hopefully you're watching it now. I'm going to send out an announcement as well. I included the chapter 2 PowerPoint, which has a lot of what's in the chapter. So for some reason, if you don't have your textbook, it's not 100%, but it will give you a lot of good background on what is included in the chapter for this unit. Then we have our concepts. We have concepts 1 through 12 this unit, so a little less than last time. And just remember that I want you to try your hardest to come up with your concept of thinking for these concepts. I'm happy to help you if you don't understand the question, but I want you to really think about your learning so that I can give you feedback and we can adjust that. So the whole point of this competency-based learning is that and this week I'll be reflecting on your Unit 1. I'm going to give you feedback on your Unit 1. So in addition to working on Unit 2, you are going to go back and say, okay, I want to improve on these concepts of learning based on my feedback. Because when I just put it out for you to answer and give you a grade, you don't have that chance to learn and expand your thinking. And so the whole point of the way this course is set up is for you to give your understanding in a question, and then for me to be able to come back, give you feedback so that you can expand and strengthen your understanding of that concept. Some of you will have the concepts right off the bat, some of them will need to be improved, and that's that improvement that is where the learning is occurring, okay? So if you get a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and you don't get a 5 on everything, you need to change your mindset from this ABCD, from this, there is still room for me to learn and improve and increase my overall understanding of this topic. And so the same is here. So give it your best shot, give what your understanding is, and then remember you're going to be able to reflect back and improve that understanding as the course goes on. With this way this course works, delaying till the last day, till 9, 10 o'clock the night before, is not going to give you the best results in the course. And so you really need to be progressing in the concepts and completing the work along the week that you have, and not waiting until the last minute to try to get everything done really quick, because this is going to be a demonstration of your learning. Once again, these concepts do go in order of the textbook, so it's flowing from the beginning to the end of the textbook. I do not think that there's a lot of additional videos from my part on here. I would love feedback on if those videos do help you. Shoot me an email and be like, yeah, I love it when you do a video in a concept. Or if you feel like the textbook and the YouTubes and the things are enough for learning. I can't do a million videos, but on certain concepts, if you're saying, hey, this concept's really hard, I think we could use a video, send me that in the middle of the week and I'll try to throw a video up to give you some background and understanding of that. But if you're telling me on Monday morning that you need a video, then that's not probably going to happen when it's due Monday evening. So let me have feedback on how things are working on like, as you read through the questions, be like, I feel like I need more deeper understanding on this question. Can you provide a video? Can you provide something else? That will really help me. Some of it this week seemed to be more formatting of how to submit assignments, but let me know along the way. I look for feedback. I am going to be posting office hours. I'm available every Monday online between 9 and 11. And then I'm also available in Burleson on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 o'clock in the morning until you probably need me. And then I'm available on Wednesdays in Hillsborough. I can make a trip to Cleburne if anybody needs that as well. That would probably be on a Friday or a Thursday afternoon, but we just have to work that out. But hope you're having a great couple weeks. This is a quick class. It's only an 8-week class, so make sure not to fall behind because we'll be moving at a really quick pace. Have a great week, and I will talk to you next week.